Hello, I'm Sara G, Allison, and I'm the trichologist of nearly 30 years now and the founder of this wonderful company, Hair Today, More Tomorrow. So I actually create a whole range of lovely products for your hair, for hair loss, for hair care, and for your scalp problems as well. Now, I do consultations for people, and so I'm here today to talk to you about probably the most commonly heard treatment for hair loss and hair thinning, and to give you my my explanation about minoxidil. So I just wanted to say that if you went to see almost any trichologist or dermatologist about your hair loss, then they are almost without fail just going to prescribe minoxidil to you, to everybody, regardless of what that problem may be. Now, I am very selective about when I do actually use minoxidil, because I actually like to get to the root cause of why you might be having a hair loss issue, and to find out what that problem is, and to resolve what the cause is, and then that's how I get people to regrow their hair. But having said that, minoxidil does have a use in some people. When wouldn't I use it? Well, probably most likely when you have a lot of excessive shedding. So if you're seeing a lot of hair coming out without having any patches, it's kind of just a diffuse thinning, and it's most likely there's going to be another cause for your hair loss. So you really should be addressing that cause. We'll get onto that in a later video, so stay tuned, subscribe to me for more when I'll be talking in depth about that. But for now, well, when would you use minoxidil? Well, when you've got a genetic type of hair loss, like a female pattern hair loss, where you have, in women, it tends to be a thinning generally around the front and the top and the crown. It could be one or all of those places. And with men, obviously, it's a recession at the temples, which actually you can get with women too, and more of a baldness, sort of thinning turns into much more of a baldness than it does with women, on the top and on the crown. And it's best to treat these things in early stages. So the earlier you can treat it, the better. And I say that you really, if you haven't had any loss or progression, nothing's happened in the last 5 years, then your follicles have probably died at this point. So it's probably not going to regain anything from those particular areas if it's been longer than 5 years. But that's why I'm just saying, if you can treat things earlier, then you can get some regrowth quite easily. So just bear in mind, those are situations when I would recommend minoxidil. There can also be some other underlying causes which you would need to address as well, and will really help. The other times when I would use minoxidil would be if you've got patchy type of hair loss, so it's actual bald patches. So it could be anywhere on your scalp, it could even be on your beard. Then that would be a really good time to apply the minoxidil. And in those instances, with patchy type of hair loss, with the alopecia areata is what we would call that, then you would really only need to use the minoxidil until you get the regrowth, and then just wean off it very gradually. When it comes to more of a genetic type of hair loss, then unfortunately, because it is a progressive condition, then you would need to keep taking the minoxidil longer term. And that's one of the things that people do worry about when they are considering minoxidil. Well, do I have to take it for the rest of my life? And the answer is, well, it depends. I mean, most of my clients actually find such a good benefit from taking minoxidil that they would really want to carry on with it forever, really, because you do get the benefits. You really notice it, and then there's no downside for really using it sort of long term. It's actually a very good thing, but you don't have to. And that's what other people don't realise, and that's what puts people off is from even trying it in the first instance. Is you don't have to use minoxidil long term. You could, if supposing money was tight, or and you didn't think you'd be able to afford it, or you just can't be bothered anymore, or you're kind of a guy that maybe is just like then accepted the hair loss, then you might decide, well, I don't want to take it anymore. And what would you do then? Don't stop it suddenly, like for a lot of medications, minoxidil being one of those. You just need to wean it off it, and as long as you wean off it gradually, then you'll be fine. A lot of people have already heard that if you stop minoxidil, you will get a lot of shedding and lose all the hair that you've regained from taking a minoxidil. So if you wean off it gradually, then you should really not get any excessive shedding. So I can give advice about how to wean off it gradually, maybe in another video, or you can obviously contact me directly about that. But yeah, it's a gradual process, and I would also say that yes, you may lose some of the benefits of obviously using minoxidil. So, but your hair will still generally be better than if you'd never taken it in the first instance. So it's still worth trying, but I think you should try it for at least 6 months. That's what I would recommend for any product that you're trying for your hair, that you need to give it a good 6 months to see if it works, because that's how the hair cycle is. It's a slow process, unfortunately. So it does take time to really start to notice the difference. I mean, you can notice differences quite quickly, but and certainly after 4 months, but after 6 months, it's really fairly obvious then. So I will be explaining. Before I go into that, one of the other times when I would use it is if you're a lady and you've got a frontal fibrosing alopecia, which is a scarring type of hair loss where the front of your hairline recedes and you get like a complete baldness. It's not a thinning, it's like a complete baldness. Then I would use minoxidil then just to stop the progression and to help regrow the hairs that are that haven't been affected yet. Now, you'll never, with scarring type of alopecia, you won't get any regrowth because the follicles have died, unfortunately. But it's useful to stop any progression, and as I said, just to regrow any hair that are surrounding those areas of loss. So I hope that's explained everything for now. I'm going to do another video about how to use minoxidil, because that's something that people obviously ask me about. But yes, so stay tuned for that, and please subscribe, and I'll speak to you soon. Okay, bye.